The first blockbuster trade of the NBA offseason is in the books, as Kevin Durant is going from the Phoenix Suns to the Houston Rockets in exchange for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the 10th pick in this year's NBA draft, and 5 second-round picks.
It was unbelievable, and then I watched it, and honestly, every tooth is showing. You were smiling. What did that feel like? How do you feel? How happy are you?
Being with a team that values you, and I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, did you have a hand in this?
Most definitely. Yeah. I mean, they asked me where I wanted to go. Some of my destinations, I gave to them, and here we are.
Can you tell me what, I'm going to follow you wherever you go. I'm going to be your biggest fan. I want to know why Houston. Obviously, close to Austin, you've got, Amen's there, Jeff Green's there, you played with him. Why Houston?
We just had a great season last year, love their leadership. And I felt like I'd be a good addition. So it's cool.
How dangerous are the Rockets going to be now?
We shall see. We shall see.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And we got to do a quick video, an emergency video. Because Ime Udoka and the Houston Rockets finally got their guy. Kevin Durant is headed to H-Town.
For the Houston Rockets, the goal here was very simple. Upgrade an offense that was not good enough to get the second-seeded Rockets out of the first round of the playoffs by adding still one of the best scorers in the league in Durant, who despite being in his age 37 season, put up prolific offensive numbers, will immediately step in as the best scorer on this Rockets team and gives Houston a chance to potentially upgrade itself in its chase to try to catch up to the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves and the other teams atop the Western Conference standings.
And so I think everybody that was paying attention to this looming trade that was kind of holding the NBA hostage, everybody was trying to wait and see where Kevin Durant was going to go before any other dominoes fell. And so that's the first domino. Kevin Durant headed to Houston, and it makes sense. It makes sense. And I think the Houston Rockets gave up the right amount of assets, because the one player that I thought the Rockets shouldn't give up on was Jabari Smith Jr. And I've talked about Jabari at length on this channel and how he's pretty much undervalued.
Jabari Parker Jr. is not even out here.
I think he's their most talented player.
Huh?
I think he's their most talented
I'm just
player.
saying they doing all this, P, with
he's
what
still
they got.
developing.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Wait till he start coming into his own.
One of the downsides of the Houston Rockets having so much talent on that team and being so young and being so deep was Jabari Smith kind of got hidden. He's not a player that's going to dominate the ball. He's a player that's going to make the right basketball play. He's not going to overshoot. He's going to play his role. He's going to play his position, and he's not going to pout. And so a player like that tends to get pushed to the background. And now with Kevin Durant headed to Houston, that could be one of the best things for Jabari Smith Jr. because Jabari Smith Jr., his archetype is somewhat on the level of a Kevin Durant. You're talking about somebody who's 6'11", extremely versatile, can do a lot of different things on both sides of the court, and somebody that's actually worked out with Kevin Durant, and somebody I think is trying to mold their game after Kevin Durant. And so being able to work with Kevin Durant day in and day out, I think is going to be a huge benefit to the Houston Rockets and also Jabari Smith Jr. And just going down the Houston Rockets projected lineup and roster here, the Houston Rockets are still a very, very deep team. Because the fact that they didn't have to give up a Reed Shepard, the fact that they didn't have to give up a Cam Whitmore, a Tari Eason, that's a deep bench. If we're looking at a projected lineup of a Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson, a Kevin Durant, and a Jabari Smith Jr. at power forward, and Alperen Sengun at center, that's a lineup that can compete with anyone. But now we're talking about a second unit. And if there's anybody that's doing the Birdman handroid right now, it's Cam Whitmore.
Cut off by Landale, and he throws it away.
Good job of Landale playing two.
Whitmore, 1-on-3!
Because Cam Whitmore was somebody that was definitely hidden on this Houston Rockets team. I think he had about 20 DNPs or so on the season. And this is somebody that could have been a starter on a Toronto Raptors team or any team at the bottom of the East. Now, I don't think this is going to be the team that the Houston Rockets go into the season with. I think that they're probably going to scour the free agency here and see what they can pull out of free agency. And if there's one wish that I want the Houston Rockets to go out there and get, and some of you guys probably already know what I'm going to say.
Oh, and it's Shaq, left go right here, and I'm all up in the back. Hey, is that a bowl? Bowl. Hey.
Richards walled him off. Edie couldn't finish it.
Bowl. Oh, my goodness.
Because I think he fits this roster perfectly, especially with some of the Rockets' remaining needs. after the Kevin Durant trade. And if there's one coach that could get the most out of a Bowl, I think it's Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka, Coach of the Year. The Boston Celtics' whole championship swagger was jacked from him.
Give Brad Stevens a ton of credit, because how many years was it relentless? Break them up, they can't play together.
And now we're seeing him rebuild his whole swag again.
Ime Udoka has shown that he can kind of transform people, especially when it comes to defending. And that's been one of the biggest knocks or critiques when it comes to Bobo, is his defense. Not necessarily his defense or his ability to play defense, but his commitment to playing defense. Because you guys already know I've broken Bobo down many times on this channel. He's somebody that has all the tools on both ends of the court, but for whatever reason, he can't make it on the court, at least not for very long or not long stretches of time. And so I think coming to Houston would be a good move for Bobo and also the Houston Rockets. And then on top of that, he just finished the season in which he played with Kevin Durant. And so you got two players that are already familiar with one another, and so I think it'll be a good match. And I definitely think this trade makes the Houston Rockets a contender for the up-and-coming season. I think this is a team that's going to be right there in the thick of it when it comes to contending for a title in the West. But that's my take on it. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section. Try to keep those comments coming, as you guys usually do. And if you're not new to the channel, you've been enjoying the content so far on this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And as usual, peace and chaos.